The dawn of a new year is a rare moment. A chance to reset, to realign, to rise above who you were. But let's be clear, 2025 won't magically transform your life. Change begins in the mind, and discipline is the forge where greatness is shaped. Today I'll guide you through 12 powerful Stoic lessons to build an unshakable mindset. These aren't just abstract philosophies. They're tools, weapons of the mind, tested by the ancient Stoics and sharpened for the modern world. If you're ready to step into 2025 with purpose, resilience, and a will that bends to no storm, you're in the right place. Let's carve out a year of discipline and let the rest of the world watch as you conquer. 1. Define your core values. The Stoics taught us that without a clear set of values, we're not really living, we're just existing. In 2025, if you want to live with purpose, you need to start by defining what truly matters to you. Values are not goals or fleeting desires, they are the foundation of your character. They shape who you are and guide every action, thought, and choice you make. When everything around you becomes uncertain, values remain steadfast, acting as the compass that always points true north. But defining values is not as simple as picking words that sound noble. It's an intense, sometimes uncomfortable process of introspection. Ask yourself, what principles do I want to guide my life? Dig deep, beyond the surface level ideals that society promotes. What do you genuinely believe in? What are the non-negotiables? The things that you would defend even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. Values like integrity, courage, humility, and resilience, each of these carries a weight that goes beyond words. They demand commitment and often sacrifice. Let's consider courage as an example. Courage isn't just the absence of fear, it's the resolve to move forward in spite of it. It's standing firm in your beliefs when pressured to abandon them. Defining courage as a value means you choose it repeatedly, not just in major life events, but in everyday moments when taking the easy way out is tempting. Think about integrity. True integrity doesn't waver based on who's watching. It means staying honest even when no one will know. Choosing integrity as a value demands that you consistently choose truth, even when lies might offer comfort. Once you define these values, commit to them. Put them to paper, make them tangible. Write down why each value matters to you personally and reflect on them daily. The Stoics often practiced a morning reflection, preparing for the day by reviewing their core principles, and an evening review, evaluating whether they lived up to those values. By doing this, you make these values part of your identity, not just ideals that fade with the setting sun. This commitment to living by your values will be tested. The world will throw obstacles in your path, offering you shortcuts that go against your principles. When you are rooted in your values, however, these challenges become opportunities to reaffirm who you are. Think about that. Every setback, every moment of doubt becomes a proving ground for your character. In 2025, let each decision be an expression of these values. If resilience is one of your core values, use it to fuel you through hardship rather than letting adversity break you. If compassion is a value, let it guide how you treat others, even in moments of conflict or frustration. Remember, values are not just theoretical ideas, they are lived truths. They require you to show up, to embody them in action. Imagine by the end of this year looking back and knowing that no matter what the world threw at you, you remain true to yourself. That's the power of defined values. They don't just anchor you, they empower you. With each passing day, as you live with intention, you'll feel a sense of inner strength, a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken, because you know who you are and what you stand for. Values give you something more valuable than success or recognition. They give you integrity, self-respect, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you are building a life aligned with your highest principles. When you look in the mirror, you'll see someone who isn't easily swayed, someone who lives not by the standards of the world, but by a higher code. So in 2025, don't just drift through life. Live a life that matters. Define your core values and let them shape every decision you make. Through storms and sunshine, stay true to these values and watch as your life transforms. Not because you chased after every opportunity, but because you built an unbreakable character. That is the path of the Stoic. That is the path of the leader you are becoming. 2. Set clear goals, not mere wishes. The Stoics were masters of precision. They knew that a vague wish is nothing more than a passing thought, easily blown away by the winds of distraction. If you want 2025 to be a year of transformation, you must set clear, actionable goals. These are not grand dreams with no plan. They are targets within your control, anchored in reality, and designed to move you forward with purpose. Start by asking yourself, what do I want to achieve this year and why? The why is critical. Goals without meaning are lifeless. They might motivate you for a week or two, but they lack the staying power needed to push through adversity. Your goals must align with your core values. They should serve as an extension of who you are and who you aim to become. But here's the Stoic twist. The focus is not on the outcome, but on the process. You don't control whether you get that promotion, lose that weight, or finish that project ahead of schedule. What you do control is the effort, the discipline, and the consistency you bring to each day. Break your goals into daily actions. If your goal is to improve your physical health, commit to a specific routine, exercise 3 times a week, drink more water, or cut back on processed foods. These actions are within your control. Success, as the Stoics saw it, is not in achieving the goal, but in faithfully working toward it. Next, embrace the power of visualization, but not in the way modern self-help often teaches. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, a premeditation of evils. Picture the obstacles that might arise on your journey. Visualize setbacks, distractions, and failures. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. By anticipating challenges, you'll be ready to face them head-on without losing momentum. You'll treat them as part of the process rather than insurmountable roadblocks. Another vital aspect is flexibility. Life is unpredictable and rigid plans often shatter under pressure. The Stoics taught adaptability, the ability to pivot without losing sight of the ultimate goal. If one approach doesn't work, you adjust. You find another path, another method. Your commitment to progress remains steadfast, even as the route changes. Finally, track your progress. The Stoics believed in constant self-assessment. Keep a journal to document your journey. Reflect on your efforts regularly. What's working? What's not? Where can you improve? This isn't about self-criticism, it's about growth. Each day is a new opportunity to refine your approach and recommit to your goals. Remember, wishes are passive. Goals, when approached with Stoic discipline, are active, powerful, and transformative. In 2025, don't waste time hoping for a better year. Take deliberate, focused action. Define your goals clearly, work toward them consistently, and adapt as needed. Success will follow, not because of luck or circumstances, but because you've become the kind of person who makes it inevitable. 3. Embrace the power of self-reflection. The Stoics believed that an unexamined life is a wasted one. In their view, if you're not regularly reflecting on your thoughts, actions, and behaviors, you're merely drifting through life. The act of self-reflection, when practiced with intention, is not just about looking back, it's about looking inward and understanding the forces that drive you. It's a tool for growth, for personal mastery, and for aligning yourself with the highest version of who you can become. If you want 2025 to be a year of profound transformation, embrace the power of self-reflection. Start by dedicating time each day to quiet introspection. This isn't about just assessing your successes or failures, but understanding why you succeeded or failed in the first place. The Stoics often ask themselves tough questions. Did I act in line with my values today? Was I patient? Was I resilient? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're invitations to dig deeper, to uncover the patterns in your behavior that either propel you forward or hold you back. It's easy to say, I want to be better, but it's much more powerful to ask, what needs to change within me in order for that to happen? Reflecting on your day isn't just about your actions either. It's also about understanding your emotions, your thoughts, and your reactions. The Stoics didn't shy away from uncomfortable feelings. In fact, they leaned into them. If you feel frustration or anger, don't suppress it. Investigate it. Why did I react that way? Is it a lack of control, an unmet expectation, or an external event that triggered it? Understanding the roots of your emotions gives you the power to control them, rather than letting them control you. One of the most powerful practices the Stoics employed was the evening reflection. Each night, they would review their day. What did I do well? What could I have done better? This practice wasn't about self-criticism, but about honest self-assessment. They understood that self-awareness is the first step toward improvement. If you don't recognize where you went wrong, you can't correct course. If you don't acknowledge where you succeeded, you miss the chance to build on those strengths. By consistently reflecting, you create a feedback loop that drives continuous improvement. Self-reflection also requires vulnerability. It asks you to face your shortcomings, your flaws, and the moments where you fell short of your own expectations. This isn't a sign of weakness, but a path to strength. The Stoics believed that to improve, you must first admit where improvement is needed. Don't shy away from this process. It's in these moments of honest self-assessment that you unlock the door to personal growth. But reflection doesn't just end with the past, it shapes the future. The insights you gain from self-reflection become the blueprint for the next day. You take what you've learned and apply it to your actions, ensuring that each day builds upon the last. It's a process of constant, incremental improvement. The Stoics saw life as a series of small steps, and reflection is what allows you to take the right steps consistently over time. In 2025, make self-reflection a daily habit. As you begin each day, ask yourself how you can be better, how you can act in alignment with your highest values. At the end of each day, evaluate your actions and learn from them. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The more you practice self-reflection, the clearer your path becomes, and the more you will see how each day is an opportunity to grow into the person you're meant to be. This practice will not only help you make better decisions, it will transform the way you approach life itself. You'll begin to live with more awareness, more purpose, and more power. And that is the true essence of Stoic discipline, becoming a master of yourself so that no external force can sway you from the path of your own choosing. 4. Accept what you cannot control. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within your control and what is not. The Stoics knew that peace of mind comes from focusing on the former and accepting the latter. In 2025, to live with true Stoic discipline, you must fully embrace the power of acceptance. There are countless things in life that are outside of your control, whether it's the actions of others, the economy, or the weather. Fighting against these things, stressing over them, or wishing they were different only creates suffering. Instead, shift your focus. Direct your energy toward what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, and your responses. The Stoics taught that it's not the external events that disturb us, but assert our judgment of those events. If you want to achieve peace in 2025, you must train yourself to view challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to practice virtue. When something beyond your control happens, don't react in frustration. Take a moment, pause, breathe, and remember, this is not within my power. What is within my power is how I respond to this situation. Think about the weather. You cannot change it. If it rains on the day you've planned a picnic, there's no point in resisting it. Instead, ask yourself, how can I adapt to this? Perhaps the rain will lead to an unexpected opportunity to find shelter, to enjoy the storm from a warm, dry place. The Stoics saw everything, good or bad, as a chance to grow. When external circumstances challenge you, they offer you a chance to practice acceptance, resilience, and wisdom. This principle also applies to other people. You cannot control the actions or opinions of others, no matter how much you may wish you do. Trying to change someone else's mind or force them to behave according to your desires leads to frustration and conflict. Instead, focus on how you can control your reaction to their behavior. If someone treats you poorly, you don't have to react in anger or hurt. Instead, you can choose to remain calm, compassionate, and wise in your response. Acceptance isn't about passivity. It's about power. The Stoics believed that when we let go of the need to control everything, we actually gain more control over our lives. By focusing on what you can influence, your attitude, your actions, and your choices, you free yourself from the tyranny of external circumstances. You stop being a victim of fate and become the master of your own mind. In 2025, make it your goal to master this art of acceptance. Instead, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? By practicing this discipline, you will find that you are less affected by the whims of the world and more anchored in your own strength. The peace of mind that comes from this practice is unparalleled. No matter how chaotic the world may be, you will remain centered and calm, for you will know that what truly matters is how you choose to respond. Remember, the path of the Stoic is not one of resistance, but of adaptation. In every moment, you have the power to choose your mindset. In 2025, choose acceptance. Choose peace. Choose to focus only on what you can control, and watch how your life becomes more serene and purposeful. By embracing this principle, you will move through life with an inner strength that nothing can shake. 5. Cultivate resilience through adversity. Life will challenge you. It will test your patience, your strength, and your will. There will be moments when it feels as though the weight of the world is pressing down on you. But the Stoics understood that adversity is not something to fear or avoid. It is, in fact, the crucible in which true character is forged. The Stoics knew that resilience is built not in moments of ease, but in the face of hardship. To live with Stoic discipline in 2025, you must not only accept adversity, but actively cultivate resilience through it. The first step is shifting your mindset. Adversity is not the enemy. In fact, it is a tool for growth. Each difficulty you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, to test your resolve, and to prove to yourself what you are capable of. In this world, you cannot control the difficulties that will come your way, but you can control how you respond to them. When faced with hardship, the Stoics didn't lament or complain. They embraced it. They saw it as a challenge to rise to, not a curse to endure. Take, for example, Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor. Despite ruling an empire, he faced constant war, personal loss, and political strife. Yet he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound wisdom teaches us that obstacles are not there to stop us, they are there to show us how we can grow, how we can innovate, and how we can become better versions of ourselves. The key to cultivating resilience is not in avoiding pain or difficulty, but in training your mind to handle it with grace. When life throws challenges your way, don't shrink from them. Instead, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Whether it's a setback at work, a personal struggle, or a financial hardship, use these moments as opportunities to practice virtue. Be patient, be brave, be resourceful. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to adapt, and to keep moving forward, no matter what life throws at you. The Stoics also practiced amor fati, a love of fate. This concept teaches that rather than resisting what happens, you should love it for what it is. Whatever comes your way, welcome it as part of the journey. This mindset transforms adversity from a burden into a blessing. It frees you from the constant need to control outcomes and allows you to face any challenge with a sense of peace and purpose. In 2025, commit to facing challenges with the same resilience. Ask, what can I learn from this? The road may be difficult, but each step you take, no matter how hard, will make you stronger. Like the Stoics, you will learn to endure hardship with dignity, to maintain composure in the face of suffering, and to turn every obstacle into a stepping stone. Resilience is not about denying pain or pretending that hardships don't affect you. It's about how you handle those moments. It's about digging deep and finding your inner strength. It's about remembering that every challenge is an opportunity for growth and that every setback is simply a setup for a greater comeback. The power of resilience lies not in avoiding the storm, but in learning to stand tall in the rain. With each challenge you face, you will become more unshakable, more resolute, and more equipped to handle whatever the future throws at you. This is the essence of Stoic discipline, the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times you are knocked down. 6. Master your mind, master your life. The Stoics believe that the mind is the key to everything. If you can master your thoughts, you can master your thoughts. Your mind is the lens through which you perceive the world, and how you see the world shapes your experiences. In 2025, if you want to lead a life of Stoic discipline, you must take full ownership of your mental state. The first step is understanding that your thoughts are not facts. Too often we let our minds run wild, reacting to external events and feeding into negative thought patterns. The Stoics called this uncontrolled judgment, the habit of letting emotions and impulses dictate our responses. They believe that to master the mind, we must take conscious control over our thoughts. One of the most powerful practices the Stoics used to control their minds was the art of mindfulness. They didn't wait for life to calm down to achieve peace. Instead, they trained themselves to be present in every moment, to observe their thoughts without judgment, and to respond with reason rather than emotion. This allowed them to navigate even the most chaotic situations with calmness and clarity. In 2025, begin to cultivate mindfulness in your daily life. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. When you feel anger rising or anxiety creeping in, stop and observe it. Ask yourself, what is this thought telling me? Is it rooted in reality, or is it based on fear assumptions? By questioning your thoughts, you begin to take control of them rather than letting them control you. The Stoics also practiced cognitive distancing, the technique of creating space between a stimulus and your reaction to it. For example, when you face a stressful situation, instead of immediately reacting, take a moment to step back and assess it. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then let it go. If the answer is yes, then focus your energy on how to handle it with wisdom, calm, and discipline. Another key to mastering your mind is adopting a mindset of eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and well-being. This isn't about seeking happiness in external circumstances, but about cultivating inner contentment. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, from living a life of virtue and aligning your actions with your values. In 2025, commit to focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and let go of the pursuit of happiness as an external goal. Instead, find joy in the process of living a life of integrity, discipline, and wisdom. Equally important is learning to embrace discomfort. In our modern world, we are often conditioned to avoid pain, discomfort, and challenge. But the Stoics understood that growth lies on the other side of discomfort. By intentionally seeking out moments that challenge you mentally, you train your mind to become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. This can be as simple as choosing to do the difficult task first thing in the morning, practicing delayed gratification, or learning to sit with uncomfortable feelings rather than immediately trying to escape them. The Stoics believed that by embracing discomfort, we expand our mental fortitude. Finally, make sure to constantly refine your mental framework. The Stoics were lifelong students of philosophy because they understood that mental mastery is an ongoing practice. In 2025, commit to expanding your understanding of Stoic principles, of philosophy, and of personal development. Read the works of great thinkers, engage with challenging ideas, and constantly strive to sharpen your mind. The more you nurture your intellectual growth, the more you cultivate the clarity, wisdom, and focus necessary to master your mind. Mastering your mind isn't about suppressing emotions or avoiding discomfort. It's about gaining control over your reactions, choosing your responses wisely, and staying focused on what you can control. The Stoics understood that the mind is the battlefield where victory or defeat is decided. When you master your mind, you gain the power to navigate life's challenges with ease, to live according to your highest values, and to create a life of meaning and purpose. In 2025, make it your mission to take full control of your mental state, and you will find that you can handle any challenge with discipline, calm, and unshakable strength. 7. Practice daily reflection and improvement. To truly live with Stoic discipline, you must engage in the daily practice of reflection. The Stoics believed that the key to continuous growth and self-mastery lies in regularly examining your actions, thoughts, and behaviors. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and emperors, made daily reflection a cornerstone of his life. He would take time each evening to review his day, what he did well, what he could improve, and what he learned. This practice allowed him to constantly refine his character and align his actions with his values. In 2025, make reflection an integral part of your daily routine. Every evening, take a few moments to ask yourself, how did I respond today? Did I live with discipline, patience, and virtue? Were there moments where I fell short, and how can I do better tomorrow? This simple practice of self-examination is a powerful tool for self-improvement. By reflecting on your day, you can identify areas where you need to grow and actively work to become a better version of yourself. Reflection doesn't have to be a lengthy or complicated process. It can be as simple as reviewing key moments of your day and asking yourself what you could have done differently. Maybe you lost your temper during a stressful situation or procrastinated when faced with a difficult task. Instead of judging yourself harshly, use this as an opportunity to learn. Acknowledge the mistake and consider how you can respond differently next time. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-awareness. Without the ability to observe our own thoughts and actions, we cannot hope to improve. By engaging in daily reflection, you train yourself to be more aware of your internal state and more mindful of your actions. Over time, this leads to greater emotional control, better decision-making, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Daily reflection also helps you maintain perspective. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the noise and distractions of daily life. We may lose sight of our goals, our values, and the larger purpose we are striving for. But when we take the time to reflect, we reconnect with what truly matters. We remember that life is not about instant gratification or fleeting pleasures, but about living a life of virtue, purpose, and integrity. In addition to reflection, the Stoics practiced self-improvement through action. Reflection alone is not enough. It must be followed by a conscious effort to apply what you've learned. After each reflection, set an intention for the next day. If you identified a moment where you lacked patience, commit to practicing patience the next day. If you recognized a tendency towards self-doubt, make it a goal to reinforce your confidence. This process of reflection and improvement creates a positive feedback loop. Each day you become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, and each day you take deliberate action to improve. Over time, this small, consistent effort leads to profound growth. The Stoics also understood that life is not about perfection, it's about progress. You will make mistakes, you will fall short at times, but as long as you are committed to improving, you are on the right path. By making daily reflection a part of your routine, you ensure that you never stop growing, never stop learning, and never stop striving to live a life of wisdom and virtue. In 2025, commit to this daily practice of reflection. Use it as a tool to refine your character, stay aligned with your values, and continuously improve. With each day, you will become more disciplined, more mindful, and more stoic in your approach to life. Through consistent reflection and action, you will gradually transform yourself into the person you were always meant to be, a person who lives with purpose, integrity, and unshakable discipline. 8. Strengthen your character through virtue. In Stoicism, virtue is the highest good. The Stoics believe that a person's character and moral integrity were more important than external success, wealth, or status. In 2025, if you are to truly live with Stoic discipline, you must make it your mission to cultivate virtue in every aspect of your life. Virtue is not just a concept to understand, it is a practice, something to embody and demonstrate through your actions. The four cardinal virtues of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, should guide your decisions and actions every day. Start with wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make sound judgments and choose the best course of action in any given situation. It is the foundation of all other virtues, for without wisdom we cannot act rightly. To strengthen wisdom, you must commit to lifelong learning. Read the works of the Stoics, study philosophy, engage with great thinkers, and be open to new perspectives. Wisdom is not something you are born with, it is something you must cultivate through reflection, practice, and experience. Next, focus on courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in the face of it. The Stoics knew that courage is required in every aspect of life, whether it is speaking the truth, standing up for what is right, or facing adversity with grace. In 2025, challenge yourself to be courageous in both small and big moments. Speak up when you see injustice, take risks when it aligns with your values, embrace discomfort and uncertainty, knowing that these are the moments where growth occurs. Courage is not just about grand acts, it is also about the quiet acts of bravery we perform every day. Justice is the third cardinal virtue. It is the commitment to fairness, equality, and integrity. A just person considers the well-being of others and acts with kindness and respect. In your daily life, justice means treating others with dignity and fairness, regardless of their status or position. It means being honest in all of your dealings and holding yourself accountable to the highest ethical standards. Justice also means advocating for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. In 2025, seek to act justly in all your interactions, no matter how small. Lastly, temperance, the practice of self-control and moderation, is essential to living a life of virtue. In a world filled with excess, temperance helps you stay grounded and focused. It teaches you to avoid overindulgence and to seek balance in all things. Temperance is about knowing when to say no, when to hold back, and when to maintain discipline. Whether it's in your eating habits, your spending, or your use of time, temperance ensures that you do not fall prey to the vices of excess or indulgence. By making these virtues central to your life in 2025, you will begin to embody Stoic discipline in its truest form. Virtue is not something you simply admire, it is something you practice every day. It is the steady commitment to doing what is right, regardless of the circumstances. It is the unwavering dedication to becoming a better version of yourself, no matter how challenging the path may be. Remember that virtue is not about perfection. It is about progress. The Stoics understood that no one is perfect, and that life is a continual process of growth and self-improvement. What matters is your commitment to embodying these virtues and striving to live a life of moral excellence, even in the face of difficulty. In 2025, make virtue your compass. Let it guide every decision you make, every action you take, and every interaction you have. By strengthening your character through wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you will lay the foundation for a life of meaning, purpose, and true happiness. The power of Stoic discipline lies not in external accomplishments, but in the integrity of your character. Through virtue, you will not only change yourself, but you will positively impact the world around you. 9. Embrace adversity as fuel for growth. The Stoics understood that adversity is not something to be feared or avoided. On the contrary, they saw challenges, obstacles, and difficulties as vital opportunities for growth. In 2025, if you are to live with Stoic discipline, you must reframe how you view hardship. Instead of seeing adversity as a burden, view it as the crucible in which your character and strength are forged. Every challenge you face in life, whether it's a personal loss, a professional setback, or a moment of emotional turmoil, presents an opportunity to practice your Stoic virtues. Adversity forces you to confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your assumptions. It pushes you to adapt, innovate, and refine your approach. In this way, hardship is a necessary part of growth, for it reveals what is inside you, what you are made of, and what you are capable of overcoming. The Stoics practiced amor fati, the love of fate. They believed that everything that happens in life, whether good or bad, is an opportunity for growth. They didn't wish for an easy life, because they understood that a life without challenges would be a life without growth. In fact, the Stoics believed that hardship is one of the most important teachers we have. When you face a difficult situation, instead of resisting it, embrace it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? In 2025, shift your mindset from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. Instead of complaining about the obstacles in your path, take ownership of them. Recognize that no matter what life throws your way, you always have control over how you respond. You can choose to be defeated by adversity, or you can choose to rise above it, armed with the wisdom and strength of a Stoic warrior. The Stoics also believed in the power of preparing for adversity in advance. This is known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. The Stoics practiced imagining the worst-case scenario in order to desensitize themselves to fear and anxiety. By mentally rehearsing potential challenges, you can develop a sense of readiness and resilience. When you do encounter adversity, you are less likely to be blindsided by it. Instead, you will be prepared to meet it with calm, clarity, and a mindset of growth. This practice of mental preparation doesn't mean you should expect disaster at every turn, but rather that you should be mentally prepared for life's inevitable challenges. By anticipating hardship, you can approach adversity with a clear mind and a strong resolve, knowing that it is not an obstacle but a stepping stone on your path to growth. When adversity strikes in 2025, don't shy away from it. Welcome it as an opportunity to refine your character. View every challenge as a test of your Stoic discipline and resilience. Ask yourself, what virtue can I practice here? Whether it's patience, courage, wisdom, or temperance, there is always an opportunity to grow stronger in the face of hardship. Remember, the Stoic leader does not shy away from adversity. They embrace it with open arms. Life's difficulties are not punishments, they are the forge in which your discipline and resilience are crafted. By embracing adversity as fuel for growth, you will emerge from every challenge stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than before. In 2025, choose to see hardship as an opportunity, not a burden, and you will transform obstacles into stepping stones on your journey to greatness. 10. Control what you can, let go of what you cannot. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the understanding that we cannot control everything in life. There are countless forces beyond our influence, other people's actions, natural events, and the twists of fate that shape our world. However, the Stoics focused not on what they could not control, but on what they could. They believe that true freedom comes from accepting what is outside of our control and devoting our energy to what we can influence, our thought attitudes and actions. In 2025, to live with Stoic discipline, you must learn to focus your energy on what is within your control and release attachment to the rest. When faced with challenging situations, instead of wasting energy on frustration, anxiety, or anger about what you cannot change, direct your efforts toward responding in a virtuous manner. This is the essence of Stoic power, the ability to maintain calm and control over your internal state, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful reminder calls us to remember that the external world is unpredictable and often uncontrollable. But we have the ability to control our reactions to it. If you lose your job, for example, you cannot control the decision, but you can control your response. You can choose to be resentful and angry, or you can choose to see this as an opportunity for growth, for finding a new path, or for fire invention. In 2025, make it your goal to master this principle of control. When something goes wrong or life takes an unexpected turn, ask yourself, what is within my control here? Is it your attitude, your approach, your effort? Whatever it is, focus your energy on what you can influence and let go of the rest. This practice frees you from the weight of external circumstances, allowing you to remain centered, resilient, and composed in the face of challenges. The Stoics also believed in the power of acceptance. By accepting the reality of a situation, you can stop resisting it and start responding to it. Often, our suffering comes not from the situation itself, but from our inability to accept it. We fight against what is, wishing things were different. But by accepting reality as it is, you stop the internal struggle and open yourself to a more rational, calm, and effective response. This practice of acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. It means recognizing what you cannot change and devoting your energy to improving what you can. It is about cultivating an attitude of inner peace and focus, regardless of external chaos. In 2025, commit yourself to mastering this principle. When challenges arise, stop yourself from getting caught up in worry or frustration. Ask, what can I control in this situation? And then focus your energy and effort there. Let go of everything else. In doing so, you will find a profound sense of peace and power, knowing that you are in control of your inner state, no matter what is happening outside of you. Remember, the Stoic leader does not waste time on what they cannot control. Instead, they channel their energy into what they can influence, their own actions, their own character, and their own response to the world. In 2025, make this the foundation of your discipline. Control what you can, let go of what you cannot, and you will find yourself becoming more powerful, more resilient, and more aligned with the Stoic way of life. As we step into 2025, remember that the journey towards Stoic discipline is not about perfection, it is about progress. Each day is an opportunity to refine your character, to practice virtue, and to face adversity with strength and resilience. The challenges you encounter, the obstacles you overcome, and the choices you make will shape the person you become. It is not the world's circumstances that define you, but your response to them. In this new year, commit to living with purpose, clarity, and unwavering discipline. Embrace each moment as an opportunity to practice wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Take responsibility for your mind, your actions, and your growth, and let go of what you cannot control. Remember, as the Stoics taught, you have the power to control your internal state, no matter what the external world throws your way. 2025 is your year to live with Stoic resolve. Cultivate the strength to rise above distractions, to face adversity with calm, and to reflect daily on your progress. With each step, you will become more disciplined, more focused, and more aligned with your highest values. Stoicism is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey, a journey that will continue to transform you, your mindset, and your life. So as you embark on this new year, remember the Stoic wisdom that has stood the test of time. The path to true discipline and inner peace is within your reach. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and most importantly, stay stoic. Your journey has just begun.